Hello everyone, I'm Caitlin Jackson. My project for this course, I decided to make what I call picture interpreter for non-English speaking, specifically Spanish speaking parents and patients, but this could be used for any language. So what for Module 1, my goal was to meet with my nurse manager to discuss the IPP. We decided to do that a handout would be best for this. So I decided to make a picture handout that had words in Spanish and then, of course, in English so that we knew what they were asking for. And I also researched some sites for this, some resources for this project. For Module 2, I met with my coworkers to determine what items they thought would be most beneficial to include. Overall, as a group, we decided that it would be beneficial to include things that we already had on the unit that we could offer to them. Things like pillows, blankets, phone chargers, drink options, hygiene supplies such as shampoo, conditioner, toothbrush. These are things that often times that patients and family need, but they don't know how to ask for. And calling an interpreter every single time they want something to drink, or every single time they want the heat turned up or turned down, or need things like that. It's not always convenient or not always possible for an interpreter to get there because they at nighttime the interpreter is only located in the ER, and so a lot of times they are down there interpreting medical needs instead of personal needs. So we just wanted to have things that would make their stay more comfortable. In Module 3, I created a handout that had pictures on it of all the things that we had on our unit. I collaborated with the nurse manager and our team leaders to make the staff aware that we had these handouts and that I was going to be trialing these to see if we thought they were good and would work for us. In Module 4, I worked with Child Life at the Children's Hospital where I work to get these laminated, finalized, and I placed them at the team leader desk. That way, if we had someone who was non-English speaking, they were admitted, that could be added to their admission paperwork or admission folder that we use so that they were available, and the nurse could hand that to the patient when she admitted them or the family. During Module 5, I presented my handout at Codework, or at our safety huddle that we have before each shift, and discussed the proper use of the handout, and it made sure that the staff was aware that these were not to replace the interpreter, that they were to help just make their stay more comfortable. Module 6, the last week, I sent out a survey to all the nurses who had used these picture interpreters to see if they improved the communication between the nurse and the patient's family, and to see if they thought that it helped make the patient stay a little bit more comfortable. 10 people responded to the survey, and based on the results, the handout did seem to improve the ability to provide the basic needs. So as a unit, our nurse manager and decided that we would keep these around and keep using them because they did help with providing the basic needs that we needed to get across. So some of the resources I found, studies, one of the studies that I found demonstrated that patients with limited English suffer from more adverse events just because the parents are afraid to ask. They don't know how to ask. They don't know how to ask for an interpreter. So one of the things I included on the sheet was also a picture of an interpreter and the word interpreter. That way they could point to that if they thought they needed it. Also doctor, because a lot of times they don't ask for a doctor because again, they can't communicate, so they can ask for a doctor and interpreter, and that way if they had any questions we could get those handled. They also tend to be more dissatisfied with their care because it tends to be not patient family centered because we don't know how to communicate with them either, so it gives us anxiety to talk to them. So I just felt like this is a little bit of a barrier help with the barrier, just being able to provide basic needs. In one study by Galantino, they included a bedside monitor where the patient or family could select a picture. For example, water, it said agua when they selected it, and then it would send the nurse a message and say that the patient would like water. So when the nurse responded, it would respond back to them in Spanish. They also included using picture cards and things like that, and the study proved that did increase patient satisfaction and care while they were admitted to the hospital. So overall, this project for me, I felt like it really helped improve some things on our unit, and so did the staff. So thank you for your time.